Did you know that your skin, nails, and even your breath can reveal early clues about your kidney health?
I see kidney problems every single day, and what shocks most people is that up to 90% of those with chronic kidney disease don't even know they have it.
That's why today, we're going to look at the top signs your kidneys might be in trouble before it's too late. Because if kidney disease is caught early, there's so much we can do to protect and even restore their function. Your kidneys are two small bean-shaped organs that sit quietly on each side of your lower back, just under your ribs. Most people think their only job is to filter toxins and make urine. That's true, but they do so much more. Your kidneys balance minerals like sodium and potassium, regulate your blood's acidity, control blood pressure, maintain strong bones, and even stimulate red blood cell production. So when these delicate organs start struggling, the signals may appear in surprising places, like your urine, your legs, your nails, or even your breath. Let's start with one of the most common but overlooked signs: foamy urine. I'm not talking about a few bubbles that disappear after a few seconds. That's normal. What you need to look for is a persistent layer of white foam that lingers on the surface, almost like the top of a beer. This can mean that a vital blood protein called albumin is leaking into your urine, something that should never happen if your kidneys are filtering properly. Inside each kidney are about 1 million tiny filters called glomeruli. Under a microscope, they look like little bundles of blood vessels. Each one is lined with specialized cells called podocytes that act like living filters, tiny tentacles wrapping around blood vessels, letting waste through but keeping important proteins in. When high blood sugar, high blood pressure, or toxins damage these filters, those tentacles flatten out. Tiny gaps appear, and albumin slips through into your urine. Because albumin is slightly soapy in structure, it creates that thick, persistent foam you might notice in the toilet bowl. So if you ever see foamy urine that sticks around, don't ignore it. It might be your kidney's first quiet cry for help. 2. What swelling in your legs and eyes really means. Here's a quick test you can do right now. Roll up your pant leg and gently press your thumb into your lower shin for about 5 seconds. When you lift your thumb, does it leave a small dent? If it does, that's what doctors call pitting edema, and it can tell you a lot about your kidney health. You see, when your kidneys start leaking albumin, that same blood protein we talked about earlier, your blood loses one of its most important tools for holding fluid inside the blood vessels. Albumin normally works like a sponge, keeping water where it belongs. But when its levels drop, that fluid seeps out into your tissues instead. And where does it go first? Straight to your legs and feet because of gravity. That's why you might notice your socks leaving deep marks, or your shoes feeling tight at the end of the day. Sometimes, this swelling also shows up around the eyes, especially in the morning, when fluid shifts as you lie down. Here's the tricky part. Even though your legs look swollen, the fluid inside your blood vessels is actually lower than normal. Your kidneys interpret this as dehydration, and they respond by holding on to even more salt and water, which just makes the swelling worse. It's a frustrating cycle that keeps building unless the underlying cause is found. Now, not all leg swelling means kidney disease. If you've been standing all day or recently eaten salty food, mild swelling can be normal and should go away overnight. But if it persists, or if you notice it around your eyes, hands, or abdomen, it's worth checking your kidney function. And here's a common myth I want to clear up. Many people think that the more you pee, the healthier your kidneys must be. Unfortunately, that's not always true. When your kidneys are struggling, they often lose their ability to concentrate urine, meaning you may produce a lot of urine, but it's very diluted. This can show up as frequent nighttime urination, what we call nocturia, when you have to wake up several times to use the bathroom, even though you didn't drink much before bed. This happens because your kidneys can't hold on to water as they should, which is one of the earliest signs of kidney stress. So, if you notice foamy urine, persistent swelling, or frequent nighttime bathroom trips, your body is trying to tell you something important. These are not just inconveniences, they're early warning lights from your kidneys. 3. What your nails, skin, and muscles reveal about kidney health. Sometimes, your body sends messages in places you'd never expect, like your nails or your skin. Take a moment to look at your fingernails, especially your thumbs. You might see two colors, a pale half-moon at the base, called the lunula, and a pinkish color toward the tip. That's normal. But if you notice that half your nail looks whitish or pale, and the other half has a reddish-brown tint, that's different. Doctors call these half and half nails, and while not everyone with kidney disease has them, they're often seen in people with chronic kidney problems. We still don't fully understand why this happens, but it's one of those physical clues that your body might be quietly struggling. Now let's talk about something you can actually feel: muscle cramps, especially at night. If you find yourself waking up with your calves tightening or your feet twitching, it could be related to your kidneys. Why? Because healthy kidneys help regulate minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. When kidney function starts to decline, these minerals can get out of balance. You might lose too much calcium through your urine or retain too much phosphate. Over time, high phosphate levels can be a real problem. Phosphate binds with calcium to form hard deposits like little crystals that can build up in your skin, your blood vessels, or even your organs. When these crystals appear under the skin, they look like tiny white or yellow bumps, firm, painless, and sometimes resembling grains of rice beneath the surface. This condition is called calcinosis cutis. But in more severe cases, those same crystals can build up inside blood vessels, causing something called calciphylaxis, a dangerous and sometimes life-threatening condition that blocks blood flow to tissues. Even before it reaches that stage, high phosphate can silently damage your arteries. Under the microscope, we can see something incredible. The smooth muscle cells inside your artery walls start behaving like bone cells. They actually begin depositing calcium into the artery wall, making it stiff and hard, almost like bone. Imagine feeling a guitar string under your skin, where a soft artery should be. That's how advanced vascular calcification can get. And as phosphate levels rise, your body tries to protect itself by releasing a hormone called FGF23. This hormone tells your kidneys to flush out phosphate, and it reduces your intestine's ability to absorb calcium and vitamin D. But that compensation comes with a cost. Your calcium levels drop, leading to more muscle cramps, bone weakness, and even brittle bones that break easily. It's a delicate balance that the kidneys normally manage perfectly until they can't anymore. So, if you've been noticing muscle cramps, brittle nails, or changes in your skin texture, don't brush them off as just getting older. Your body might be giving you quiet, early hints that your kidneys are struggling to keep up. 4. How toxins in the blood affect your sleep, appetite, and energy. When your kidneys start to lose their filtering power, toxins begin to build up in the blood. Doctors call this condition uremia, which literally means urine in the blood. And the effects can show up in ways you might not expect, through your skin, sleep, appetite, and even your mood. One of the first warning signs of uremia is a constant, full-body itch, often worse at night. You might feel like your skin is dry or irritated for no reason, no rash, no allergy, just relentless itching that makes it hard to rest. That's because the toxins that your kidneys can't clear start accumulating in your skin. They trigger an itch receptor called PAR2, which makes your nerve endings hypersensitive, and over time, these signals can even affect the brain's itch control center, keeping the sensation going even when your skin looks perfectly normal. Some people also develop restless leg syndrome, that uncomfortable urge to move your legs, especially when lying in bed. It's linked to low iron levels in the brain. Normally, when you have an infection, your body releases a hormone called hepcidin to trap iron inside cells, keeping bacteria from feeding on it. But in kidney disease, hepcidin levels stay high all the time, even when there's no infection. That means your body and brain are constantly short on iron, and without enough iron, your brain can't make enough dopamine, which is what triggers that irresistible need to move your legs. And if that weren't enough, these same toxins can affect your sense of taste and smell. You might notice a strange metallic taste in your mouth, or that your favorite foods suddenly taste off. This happens because when urea builds up in your saliva, your natural mouth bacteria break it down into ammonia, creating that bitter, metallic taste and sometimes even a urine-like odor on your breath, known as uremic theter. No wonder so many people with advanced kidney issues lose their appetite. Over time, those toxins can even confuse your brain's chemoreceptor trigger zone, the part responsible for detecting spoiled or toxic food. It starts sending false alarms, making you feel nauseated or even causing vomiting even when you haven't eaten anything bad. That's your brain trying to protect you from something it thinks is poisonous, when really, it's reacting to the buildup of toxins your kidneys can't remove. And all this poor sleep, loss of appetite, muscle cramps, itching, nausea, drains your energy levels. You start feeling tired all the time, even if you're sleeping well. That's not just fatigue, it's your body waving a flag that your kidneys aren't keeping your system clean anymore. One of the most frustrating truths about chronic kidney disease is that in many cases, you won't feel anything until it's already advanced. That's why doctors call it a silent disease. By the time symptoms become obvious, your kidneys may already have lost up to 70% of their function. Let's talk about one of the most common effects of this decline: fatigue. You've probably felt tired before, but this is a different kind of tired, the kind that lingers no matter how much you rest. Your body feels heavy, your focus fades, and even small tasks start to feel like climbing a hill. Here's why. Your kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, or EPO for short. This hormone tells your bone marrow to make new red blood cells, the ones that carry oxygen throughout your body. When kidney function drops, EPO levels fall too, leading to anemia. Less oxygen means less energy, and that's why you might feel constantly drained or short of breath. It's the same hormone that some athletes, like Lance Armstrong, once used illegally to boost performance, but in kidney disease, your body simply doesn't make enough of it. The good news is that modern medicine can treat this with synthetic EPO, which can help restore your energy and quality of life. But here's the real challenge. Most people with chronic kidney disease have no symptoms at all during the early stages. Doctors classify kidney disease into 5 stages. Stage 1 and 2 are mild and often silent. Stage 3 is when signs like swelling, fatigue, or changes in urine may appear. By stage 4 or 5, your kidneys are working so hard that waste products begin to build up rapidly, and that's when dialysis or transplant may become necessary. So how can you stay ahead of it? Check your blood pressure and blood sugar regularly. High blood pressure and diabetes are the 2 leading causes of kidney damage, but both are preventable and manageable. Limit over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen and naproxen. They're convenient, but long-term use can strain your kidneys more than you realize. Stay hydrated, but not overhydrated. Aim for steady, moderate fluid intake unless your doctor advises otherwise. Eat kidney-friendly foods. Focus on fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, while limiting processed foods that are high in sodium and phosphate additives. Ask for a kidney check during your next physical. A simple urine test for albumin and a blood test for creatinine can reveal kidney stress years before symptoms appear. Your kidneys may be small, but they are truly life-sustaining powerhouses, quietly balancing your body's chemistry every single second of every single day. So take care of them the way they've always taken care of you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And when you're ready to take the next step, watch our follow-up video on natural ways to lower your blood pressure after 60, one of the most important habits for protecting your kidneys long-term. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and take good care of yourself.